What does a full week of outfits look like using the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 packing method? Let's get into it. So in this video, I am styling 7 outfits based on what I packed using the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 packing method for my trip to London. So first, let's just dive into what I was doing in London and what the itinerary was so that we understand how to pack and how I packed for this trip. So I knew that my week in London was going to be somewhat busy. I knew that I was going to probably be walking a lot, and I knew that I was going to be also sitting in a classroom, and I wanted to be very comfortable but still be, just cute and just be my regular self. But I did not want to do the most per se because I wanted to be comfortable. Like I said, I wanted to be relaxed and I didn't want to be really stiff. So I wanted my looks to kind of be centered around that. So like I said, eat chill, a lot of walking, a lot of sitting in the classroom, and then just kind of, just reflecting me. That was what the itinerary was. And I was there Monday through Saturday. I flew in on Saturday. The class was actually from Monday to Friday, and then I flew out on Saturday. So that packing list included my travel outfit as well, both ways. And so it was easy styling. Like I said, I did not want to do the most. So just to remind you what the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 packing method is, it was 5 tops, 4 bottoms, 3 kind of like layering pieces, 2 pairs of shoes, and 1 accessory. All right, so with that method now and understanding the itinerary, let's talk about the looks. The looks, like I said, were very chill, very easy, and did not require a lot of thinking at all because comfort was at the forefront, and that was just kind of the vibe. So look wise, let's get into look number 1. Like I said, super easy, super chill, and does not really require a lot of thought. Now, if you look at look number 2, you'll see a lot of these pieces were mixed and matched. And if you look at outfit number 3, outfit number 4, and outfit number 5, you will also see that a lot of the pieces were mixed and matched. Now, I'll show you all of the pieces and what they look like when I laid them out, and then the packing, and then the fact that I carried all of these pieces in a carry-on bag to keep it easy for myself, to keep it just minimize the struggle and the kind of like moving around a whole lot with extra bags and suitcases. It was not necessary to do that. And once again, packing light and carrying a carry-on when you travel is just, it is the ideal move, because if you're getting on a train, if you're going up and down stairs, if you're getting on and off the plane, if you are just kind of really busy and moving about, carrying heavy bags, especially like backpacks or shoulder bags and things like that, can be quite cumbersome, and it could be uncomfortable, and it just causes you just extra stress that you don't really need during travel. So it is always important, and this is for me specifically, to travel as light as possible, especially when I know that the itinerary does not require the most for me. Now, looking at these looks, you will see is very easy, very basic, very kind of chill, not a lot going on with it. But there are so many ways that you can do this same thing when you're traveling, if your itinerary does require a bit more of zhuzhing of the looks, right? This is where accessories come into play. This is where your layers come into play. Depending on where you're going and what the itinerary is, this is where you mix some things, or you pull some things out and put some things in that is going to work much better for the vibe that you're going for. Keep that in mind, the overall vibe of the trip, and that is how you want to pack around the overall vibe and the overall itinerary. And that is what I did. Overall vibe for me, like I said, and I cannot reiterate and stress enough, it was chill. I was walking, like I said, to and from, Ubering on and off the plane, and just kind of, I didn't want to be bothered with any fuss. So that required me to think about the minimalistic kind of style vibe that I wanted to give. So you can do this if you need it to be elevated. You can take some of your pieces and you will be very intentional about what you pack in this situation. So maybe instead of packing the 2 pairs of sneakers, you will pack a pump and maybe a slide or something like that. Maybe you will pack 1 pair of sneakers and 1 pair of heels. maybe when it comes to your 5 tops, you will pick maybe some little bit more elevated tops and not tees, and then maybe you will pack a dress instead of, you know, the layering piece that I chose. So you will have to think about, like I said, the itinerary and the vibe that you want to give, because that is going to determine how you pack for your trip. This trip was very easy for me, and the goal overall for my style was to be very kind of minimalist, and to be very versatile in the pieces that I took. A lot of the pieces that I did take were my staples, my workhorses, and things that I know work well and can mix and match with a lot of pieces. And whether I give somewhat elevated with the blazer, or whether I give, you know, just cool girl chill with the flowy pants and a sneaker, the vibe is very, very relaxed. And that is the goal, to be able to create whatever vibe you want to create with fewer pieces. And like I said before, you can do that with an itinerary that looks super lavish and super glam and super fab. You can do that same 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 packing method and create the same vibe, and just be intentional with the pieces that you choose to bring on the trip with you, and to mix and match. And once again, the pieces that you take, if the goal is to pack light, the pieces that you take, you do want versatility. You want to be able to style them with multiple things. You don't want to take 1,000 pieces of accessories and 15 pairs of shoes and all of it. Like, you want to be able to pack light and to mix and match and have things work together, so that the wardrobe remains intentional, but it's not overdone with your bags. And you can roll your items super tight with packing cubes. You can put things in certain places and positions within your suitcase, so that you are stress-free in packing light and looking super cute. This is how you do it, packing light and creating an overall cute vibe and aesthetic for your trip with fewer pieces. And hopefully this video has been helpful in showing you how to use the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 packing method, how to bring all of the looks together, mix and match, and create easy looks without overthinking it and without overpacking. This legitly is 7 outfits, 1 bag, and the 1 bag is a carry-on. So don't forget, if you have not seen the last video of how I packed all this stuff, go check that out. It was the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 packing method, where I laid everything out and showed you exactly what was packed, what the bag looked like, and how it all came together. And hopefully this was helpful. If it was, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and come back for more. Until next time, bye.